A late send from the world champion, and Max Verstappen fights his way back to the points. And Zhou Guanyu's hopes of another point-scoring finish would be his third of the season evaporate thanks to that move.
That's the sort of thing we're going to have to see from a Norris or a Russell or whoever if they're going to try and find their way to the front of Sainz. They've got to be brave. You know, those sorts of moves that we're seeing there from Verstappen. Yes, he's got a quicker car, but you commit and there is no way to back out of it. You're basically saying to the person, leave the door open or we're both crashing.
Yeah, it's a brilliant move, really. It was a red miss move there. And if Zhou had hovered in the middle, I think they, who knows, it would have been a bit of a rear end. But it was nice commitment. Verstappen back into the points. He's got Nico Hulkenberg only just ahead of him.
Just checking with Liam Lawson, who started his third Grand Prix today. 8th place on for his first points in Formula One. This is the moment that Fernando Alonso needed to go down the escape road, 3-point turn, and he's back in the race. But out of the points, down 10 places from where he started this one.
Yeah, look, we heard him earlier saying the car's undrivable. This is one of the most uncharacteristic drives we've seen from Fernando in a long time.
Yeah, usually he's so metronomic behind the wheel. Here's your race leader.
Cover this space. Lead faster as you can till the end.
Oh, that's not what you want to hear. You want to hear it's all good, it's all cushy. You're on for a win. 14 laps to go, find a little bit more. And Sainz did up the pace on the last. That comes through and he's lost 6/10. He doesn't want to lose the tyres either, because if Russell does get there, then he wants to have something left to try and defend with.
Really lovely defensive shape thrown over the bridge for Hulkenberg that counts for absolutely nothing. When it turned into a traction race, that fresher medium tyres for the dominant Red Bull of this season up to 9th place. Verstappen's going to have an interesting cameo here as we focus on the battle from the top 5. Russell pitting from 2nd, Hamilton also pitting for new rubber as well to go down to 5th. Both of them with extreme pace in relation to the cars out front, but it is tough to overtake in Singapore. That is the task that has been set for Russell and Hamilton. Hamilton hasn't won a Grand Prix since Jeddah in 2021. He is in the middle of his longest winless streak his entire Formula One career, and George Russell is looking for win number 2. That is how it is set up. What a drive from Liam Lawson. What an introduction to Formula One, deputising in the place of Daniel Ricciardo, who broke his hand in Zandvoort a couple of races ago, and he has really applied himself brilliantly. This is one of the hardest circuits of the entire season, according to the drivers that race behind the wheel, and Lawson looks like he's been here for a couple of seasons.
Yeah, I think he's done a brilliant job in the cameo that he's had. And I think he was so open-minded about this might be the only opportunity he gets to show what he can do. And in my mind, he's earned the right for a full-time drive in Formula One. It must put a spotlight on Tsunoda, assuming that Daniel Ricciardo is safe for next year. Other brilliant drive from Piastri. He was unfortunate in qualifying when we saw Lance Stroll crash the car. He didn't get to do his qualifying time, but he's recovered very well from starting down in, 17th place. Currently running in 7th.
Lawson is really pretty quickly dispelling this sort of myth about rookie drivers struggling, isn't he? 3 races and he's delivering this. Yes, you know, there are reasons that rookies struggle. They don't get a lot of track time. It is a tough era for rookies, but if you're good enough, you can still show the talent, and Lawson is doing that. Piastri's done that this year as well. It's tricky, the Singapore Grand Prix. That's what makes it even more impressive. The track is just got walls lining it. It's so easy to have a lapse in concentration and make a small mistake, which is exactly what Sargent did that triggered that first safety car period as the other rookie in the field. And that just really emphasises how well Lawson has done. Qualified in the top 10, he's running in 8th. 12 laps to go.
You are nose cam view with George Russell, the driver who is desperately trying to close down the gap to the top 3. And then it's a question of how quickly can he dispatch with Charles Leclerc. Leclerc, who ran as high as 2nd position in this race earlier on. If Leclerc can hold him at bay, it's great news for Ferrari. Race control looking at the pit incident involving Perez and Albon for a virtual safety car infringement.
Okay, at this pace, Russell will catch Sainz. The caveat, he's got to pass Leclerc and Norris first. So if he runs at this pace and can make clean passes on Leclerc and Norris, then it's race on, right into the closing stages. He's a second and a half, 2 seconds quicker on the last lap than Sainz. He's 11.5 seconds back, so he will get there if he can make the moves.
Talking of making moves, I thought Liam Lawson would dive out of the way there, but he didn't for Max Verstappen. And these two, different stages of their careers. Whoa, Max Verstappen going tight to the inside line and finally taking the place to the inside of Liam Lawson, who doesn't fight it under braking, and Verstappen recovers to 8th position on his worst day of the season so far, but he's having a bit of fun at last on this medium tyre. Next up the road is Oscar Piastri, and he'll be confident of catching the McLaren driver out front. This is the battle that went on for a couple of corners and turned into 8th place eventually.
Yeah, had to set it up for a few corners, took that tighter line to try and straighten the car, picked up the slipstream, was not given a lot of room there, but I think that all adds to the impressive debut of Liam Lawson, that he's the only man that up until this Grand Prix had actually passed Max Verstappen on track, if we remember Zandvoort. Just want to come back to Julian, what you said there about Russell, if you in pure pace can catch Sainz. Hamilton was actually 6/10 quicker than Russell on the last lap. He's only 3 seconds behind. He's going to be pushing his teammate along at this rate.
Yeah, they're both attacking, and Hamilton actually so far on these mediums has just been solidly a little bit quicker. There's now less than 3 seconds between them. There's Leclerc in third, here's Russell, and there's Hamilton. The battle for third is about to hot up. If Russell wants to win the Grand Prix or fight for the win, he's got to clear Leclerc quickly. Charles Leclerc can do a huge favour for his teammate by doing the Fernando Alonso Budapest roll when Esteban Ocon took that win, elbows out, and just try and keep these two Mercedes behind for as long as possible.
If you weren't with us a couple of years ago, enormous charge through the field from a Mercedes driver, and then came across the teammate of a driver who the other team's car was in the lead of the race, and the defence there gave the win to Esteban Ocon. Esteban Ocon, who started this whole grandstand finish off when he pulled out of the points earlier on with a mechanical failure. Charles Leclerc, where's the mindset for Charles Leclerc? Does he play the team game for Carlos Sainz to try and enable his teammate to win the race? Or will he not offer the firmest defence? Can he offer any defence if George Russell can get him off the racing line and turn it into a traction race?
He's got to try. It's going to start being on the next lap, I think, when Russell gets closer and closer. And it is the traction. It's the new medium tyre will have traction. 3 DRS zones. Right now, Ferrari will be delighted that the 4th one didn't get passed in the drivers' meeting on Friday night. So Russell's going to have to do it in 3. That might be his best chance there at turn 14.
He might be getting the hurry up from Hamilton, who I think's got that rolling gap down to just over 2 seconds. So, could we have Hamilton saying, hey guys, I'm going faster, get him out of the way, while Russell's going, I got it covered, I'm going to launch it down the inside of Leclerc.
Well, this is so finely poised. This is a Grand Prix that is coming to the boil lap after lap after lap, and now it's all about the efficiency of overtake. If George Russell can clear the Scarlet Ferrari ahead, he's got a chance to win this race.
Here we go. The next corner is going to be critical. Turn 5, and then we get DRS. Leclerc's got enough of a margin right now. How quickly can Russell get on the gas? He's got Hamilton closing in behind him, going very quickly on this medium. And here we go with George with the DRS now down to 7. A little bit too far back, surely. And that'll just hold him back. Hamilton will catch. Lewis will get within a second of Russell unless George can start putting some moves on.
So now for Russell, it's about forcing Leclerc off the racing line and getting a part of the car alongside. We have a yellow flag in Sector 3 momentarily, and Bottas appears to be stationary on the exit of turn 14. Valtteri Bottas in the Alfa Romeo on turn 14 is parked up according to our information. We're heading to that corner. Is it an accurate read from our driver tracker in the commentary box? And George Russell is close now. He's got an opportunity. This is his first real run on the Ferrari driver ahead. He will know it. Go to the outside line, says Charles Leclerc. But then it's the up and under attempt from George Russell. This is the traction race we were telling you about. George Russell's got a chance now to win this Grand Prix because he's fought his way by and he's taken 3rd place.
Leclerc trying to fight back, at least trying to cost him a bit more time somehow, but really that was fairly clinical from Russell. Not
Watch
close
Hamilton.
enough to 7.
Hamilton catching Leclerc at the worst part of the racetrack. Can he get a good run through here now, getting that Dirty air all the way through DC. He's trying to make the pass, but that was really clinical from George Russell.
Yeah, and unfortunately from Hamilton, he ran into a situation where Leclerc had DRS off the back of George Russell. Will the gap be big enough where he doesn't get DRS, and this will give Hamilton a chance to pass him down into turn 7?
Leclerc's got no rear end. He's struggling so badly out of turn 3. Even with DRS, he might struggle to keep Hamilton behind, but he hasn't got it.
And Lewis Hamilton is the second Mercedes on the charge. Lewis Hamilton fights away by, and the team are fighting their way by to the front of the field now. Third and fourth for Mercedes, who rolled the dice on making a stop, on giving up track position at a street circuit, and it's only Norris and Sainz ahead of them. And are they going to battle amongst themselves? It's wide open here. This was the pass for George Russell.
Yeah, just as soon as he turns the car, you can see Leclerc sliding, slithering on those old hards. He can't put the power down, and Russell sneaks through. Loads more grip. Mercedes love it because there's race on for them. They can still win this, and with the way the hard tyres are going on that Ferrari, the lead Ferrari will be struggling in the same way. They're on the same hard tyres with the same life.
Oh, it is everything we love about Formula One. Illustrated once again. Max Verstappen has caught Oscar Piastri. There's a difference in hard tyre compound and the medium that Verstappen is running. There's also a Grand Prix car there. They'd expect that to be back to form next week at Suzuka. It's been an off week. It's going to cost them the chance of a perfect season, but they're still really just, you've got to tip your hat to an incredible run that they've had. 14 Grand Prix victories in a row, and there's going to be another pass surely now for Max Verstappen to take 7th place. He started in 11th. They didn't get the timing of the safety car that they needed, and it's now 7th place, and then we will send all eyes back to the front of the field. Russell is 5.2 seconds away, but Hamilton now just 1.5 seconds behind his teammate.
Yeah, they're hunting as a pack now, aren't they, the two Mercedes? Hamilton will try and pick up any pieces that Russell offers up. These are the front two, then Sainz still with Norris, just waiting a second back.
How far's the gap?
7 seconds, Norris.
Is it too big a gap for us to catch?
Negative. Let's go for it.
Our projection at the moment, we've crunched the numbers, and we think this is going to be decided towards the last lap. What a fantastic finish to the Singapore Grand Prix. We promised you an open race at the start of this one, but it's really in the balance now.
Russell will get there. He's 1.4 seconds quicker than Carlos Sainz on the last lap. He's going to get there before the last lap, I think. There's the Mercedes interview in the background, just with his teammate following him like a shadow as they come up towards turn 14.
Carlos Sainz's hope for victory here is called Lando Norris. It's all about whether the McLaren driver can fight to keep these two behind. George Russell claiming and looking to claim a second Grand Prix victory. Hamilton trying to end his longest winless streak in his entire Formula One career. First, second, wait for third, on the charge, and there's fourth as well, coming around the 19th and final corner.
Okay, we sat through a tough first 40 laps, but this is a finale that we like to see. Sainz out front, desperate for a win, had a podium last time out. He's on fire at the moment, Carlos Sainz, but that late strategy call, Mercedes, I think, have really given themselves a huge shot, and striking distance there, 3 laps between Norris and Russell. Again, George has got to pass Lando pretty quickly if he wants to have a run at Sainz still.
Lando is now in DRS. Lando knows the threat that's coming. He's upping the pace.
Okay, so can Sainz back into Norris to give Norris DRS to help him defend from Russell? Is that the next curveball that Sainz can offer up in just giving Norris a better chance of keeping Russell behind? Whether Lando's 1.1 or 0.9 behind won't change Carlos Sainz's world, but whether Norris can keep Russell behind, it really will right now.
All in the balance after all of this racing. Lando Norris just trying to stay in DRS. George Russell was so efficient with Charles Leclerc, who's in 5th place and didn't have any chance. 3 DRS zones, and into the 3rd of the DRS zones, Russell was through.
It's a second and a half again on the last lap. Russell in the 1 minute 36 is 36.9. Sainz at 1 minute 38.5. The gap is being slashed down by both Mercedes. There they are, Russell and Hamilton. It's the only thing, maybe, is that Sainz gives Norris DRS to try and just desperately hold on, because Leclerc had no chance, did he, when those Mercedes came? He just didn't have the rear grip to put up any reasonable fight.
What a moment. What a moment for these two chasing.
Copy that.
He knows it, doesn't he? He knows it. He's a smart driver, is Carlos. I think the Lando's not a threat for the win. Surely he'll know that. The threat is this man here.
Well, you've got to make it last multiple laps. You've got to turn it into a battle for the McLaren in orange up against the Mercedes, because if it's as efficient as we saw before, there is going to be nothing that the two ahead can do.
We saw Hamilton couldn't pass Leclerc when Leclerc had DRS from Russell. There was only one straight. The next one he might have been through regardless, but that's the best chance that Sainz has got, is to just back into Norris now. Trying to stay away in that time trial mode is gone. 5 laps to go and they're almost all 4 of them line astern. Now it's just racecraft, and he's got to hope that Norris has got some in his locker today.
Here's Max Verstappen looking to try and take 6th position. Just biding his time, because he knows that Gasly's on the hard tyre. He knows that when he turns it into a traction race, it is going to swing his way. And his last 10 races have finished on the top step. He's playing a cameo today in a season where he has been the main man. But now Norris is within DRS out front. We continue to mark off this battle. This is likely to be Max Verstappen's last overtake of the race, if you look at the gap up the road to Charles Leclerc. And let's see whether he can do his old classic of getting very, very aggressive as he heads into the hairpin. Not this time, but it's a matter of time to claim that place.
Gasly can't turn the car. Now we'll get DRS, and there should be a relative drive-by to the outside. Switch back.
Let's see if he can get by. Gasly will try and hang on to it, but Verstappen's got the better grip. He's got the place, and at turn 14, he is up to 6th.
And that should be the Max Verstappen overtaking cameo done there. 18 seconds he's got to Leclerc, who is going pretty slowly now, but he won't make that in the last 5 laps. Here we go, race on. 6/10 between the top 2.
Okay, Carlos Sainz knows that he needs the help of Lando Norris. He has deliberately given Lando Norris DRS to try and increase the McLaren speed. Lewis Hamilton has got the gap down to George Russell as well. Mercedes are well placed to win the race, but which Mercedes?
This is grandstand stuff. This really is. 4 cars there. The back 2 have so much more grip.
Lando 0.8 behind, 0.8 with DRS. Russell no DRS.
Yeah, it's on purpose.
Copy that.
Carlos saying, no, this is tactical. This is what we're doing. This is why I needed the gaps, because I needed to know that the British driver was in 1 second, so he can be faster in a straight line of 3 parts of the track.
Mercedes' strategy is the best today. They've given themselves the best chance in the pits and with the tyres. So Sainz is now taking matters into his own hands with his own strategy, holding back, giving Norris a chance to fight with him. Look how close Lando is coming down towards turn 16.
O ritmo que é automático. O que? Tá falando? Não, tô falando de bater. Ah, tá.
Voltei e todos...
Oh, que lacre, Diva!
A tu casa é o...
Guys, come to help.
Então precisa mais da Rossi Blanco!
Tem só ganho quando a gente tá chutando!
De queda uma vez disse, galera! Vocês são o futuro, não é o presente!
Olá, Bronzetes, aqui estou eu, para contar para vocês como foi que diversos cientistas, pela semifinal da Cross Conference da leitada, que já começou com o Mireu, mostrando ter uma genética rara, sendo um dos poucos coreanos a não ser contaminado pela ruindade brasileira em palco internacional.
O teleporte se aproximando dos 2 lados, é hora da luta, pra definir o momento e agora, o time de Aníbal joga pra cima pra garantir a eliminação, foi eliminado, perde o Alecarim, perde o Caçador, o bombear deve ser deles, mas a luta pode ser nossa, a Kate vem agora pra perseguição, a tentativa de encaixar quem
Eu não sou brasileiro, eu sou coreano.
Mas o alto nível durou migalhas de segundos e nossos atletas pareciam ter voltado ao padrão de fábrica.
por aqui. Olha a entrada do Mireu. Tá com a fralda toda cagada!
Em seguida, o Derrames prendia sua bot lane junto com o Kong ultado e transformava a luta em pura tragédia.
O River agora pode tentar se jogar no meio.
Passa pro time dos caras logo, mano.
Engage, o River tá isolado. Mireu, boa, pra cima dele. Vai tentar garantir o bate, ele parou, tenta me enganar. Agora ele acaba saindo. Olha o macaco!
No Dragão, a luta era disputada até o Morteço entrar na backline, rasgando todo mundo.
Frente a frente. Momento de decisão, tentativa de entrada, tem o desengage, o time consegue levantar os jogadores. Pode voltar o dano, o ball vai sobreviver, acaba sendo eliminado, mas já tem Dragão, foi com as mãos da equipe da vencidos também. A luta vai consequentemente seguindo. E lá atrás o Mortel está livre pra bater. Já levou o primeiro, já levou o segundo. Mortel dele, mortel dele, mortel dele. Na sequência, Mortel! O cara foda jogando!
No Atacan, a Cientives tentava contestar, na maior cara de pau, confiando na tradição brasileira de fazer merda em momentos decisivos.
Destinos de partida.
Tira o River, tira o River.
A Cade vem chegando, entrou, o time tira nele, vira o dano, meu Deus do céu, quem leva? É da equipe brasileira, e ainda continua a batalha, eliminação pra cima do River, vai ser tudo nosso, Mortel de novo, ninguém segura o brasileiro, ele mais uma vez! Brasil, porra!
No fim, a Cade estatava o Barão pra habilitar os americanos otários pra luta e fazer a primeira partida terminar assim.
Virou? Virou não, hein? Olha só, meu amigo, Civil tomou na boca! Já vem entrando mais uma vez agora, o Goku vai arrebentar de leve do brasileiro, tá chegando! Vai embora, 100 Teams! Caiu um, caiu dois, vai cair o terceiro, o quarto vai embora logo na sequência, vem pro Ace de novo, sobrou somente o pitch aí, diga, tchau! E vem pra abrir o 1-0 na série!
No jogo 2, começamos com derrames, partindo pro evade, sem nem desconfiar do perigo em que estava se metendo.
Ele vai então, ele viu, pegou,
No top, o Dorkla queria apenas migalhas de farm, mas a Cade usava todos seus recursos, pra que sobrasse só o osso pra ele.
O Dorkla vai ser o alvo dessa brincadeira, já começa apanhando no Morteus, vira um dano gigante. Obrigado, Duela. Pode ir, hein? Tá levando tudo! O Eila tava ali, eles vão pra cima dele. Vai vir agora purificar. E lá vem mais. Falta muito pouco pro abate. Vão virar agora pra cima do Goku, ele chama no ultimate. Mas já que ele quis se meter no meio de todo mundo...
Por favor, me ajuda.
Na sequência, o FBI perdeu totalmente o respeito, entrando em um veículo não autorizado, no meio da luta, e achando que sairia ileso.
Parte da MKS pode ter mais uma luta, não tem pontos importantes a Rabbit.
Iniciação pra cima do Eila, agora o Luciano. Ficou isolado. Puxou agora pro ult, a gente que se isola, gasta o perfil pra onde consegue reposicionar. Mesmo assim, ainda bate no meio. Filha da puta! Pega essa puta! Pega esse menor!
No top, tínhamos flashbacks de guerra ao ver novamente os americanos se ferrando ao tentar lutar na selva de outro país.
Deus foi pego no meio do... Aí, foi. Aqui a 100 Teams vai liberar o dano em cima do Mortel. Não! Deus dele respeita a nova geração!
No dragão, o Mireu, vendo que a luta estava totalmente torta, teve que usar sua ult pra tomar medidas preventivas.
O River sem flash, mas ainda é um ponto importante, ultimate pra cima dele, o River não tem feitiço, ele abriu o ultimate, tenta segurar um pouco, já vai ter eliminação, perdendo o caçador da equipe norte-americana, e o ele consegue segurar, ele cai, mas acaba conseguindo garantir muita entrada no FBI que vai embora! Para com essa porra aí, meu irmão!
No mid, a Cade conseguia tudo o que precisavam pra fechar a partida, mas na hora do vamos ver, acabou faltando vontade.
Aí a primeira foi o Tier 2, tentativa de luta.
E faz uma entrada frontal, que é isso? O FBI vai ser um deletado! É agora a troca de atirador pro suporte, mas pra gente tá valendo demais. Termina! A segunda da sequência. Pode ser o momento, pode ser o fim do jogo 2 a 0. Por favor! A Cade pode abrir 2 a 0, não vai.
Ai, meu Deus.
Termina!
No fim, os guerreiros mostraram que era tudo uma tática pra ter mais tempos.